Today, on Pat's Car Garage, I received quite a few questions concerning the radio that I installed, so I'm going to make a follow-up video and hopefully answer some of those questions. First question from HR Motors. What does it sound like compared to the original one you've replaced? Well, HR Motors, it sounds great. This radio is a lot more clear. You know, it's a very clean sounding radio. There's not like excessive bass or whatever. So it's a very clean sounding radio, and you can turn the volume up quite a bit higher before we start getting distortion as compared to the factory radio, because it's got a decent built-in amplifier. Of course, don't expect, banging bass. It is, after all, just an internal amplifier in this radio. If you want big bass, you're going to need an external amp and subwoofers. Sound quality wise though, it really is one of the best aftermarket radios I've ever heard. Will I film a demonstration? Well, no, it's kind of pointless because, first of all, my camera's microphone is going to make it sound different than it really is. Where I put my microphone in the car is going to make it sound different than it really is. Then the camera saves the video in a certain format, and that's going to, again, change the quality, and then I'm going to encode the video, and then I'm going to upload the video to YouTube, and YouTube's going to do its own encoding to reduce the file size, and by then, the comparison becomes meaningless. So no, I'm not gonna make a sound sort of demonstration because it's just pointless. Next question. This is from myself to myself. Can you operate the radio with a broomstick while sitting in the back seat? Well, let's see that. Absolutely. Alright, next question. This one is from John Givens. Can you dim the backlight? The backlight, as I mentioned in the comment, you can't dim the backlight, which is kind of weird. But the buttons, they do light up with the instrument cluster, so there is obviously an illumination pin. It just, for some reason, it doesn't dim the backlight. I'd love to try and modify that one day. I can't imagine it would be too difficult, but it's not as bright as you think. At night it's not like illuminating the entire car, so it's not terrible. You shouldn't worry too much about that. Next question that you had was, can you skip tracks playing via Bluetooth using the radio keys? That's actually a good question. I'm going to go ahead and try that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you on screen here. I'm going to connect with the Bluetooth. I don't know if it's going to connect to my radio automatically. Okay, I'll just click here. So now it's connecting to the radio. Right, so now it's connected. Let's go ahead and switch the source to Bluetooth. Oh, whoops, I skipped it. A2DP, that's what it's called. So now I'm going to play a track. What's a good track I can play? Does it matter which track I play? I don't know, probably not. 200 is a great track. I'll play that. But first, to warm you up, listen to this wonderful track by Jeremy Van. Right, so can you skip tracks using the buttons? Let's try that. So now I've got a playlist on. I'm going to go ahead and try to skip. Oh, it does work. Look at that. So there you go. There's your answer. You absolutely can skip tracks on the playlist of your phone with the buttons on the radio. Great. All right. Will it power up an antenna? I've already answered that question in my previous video, but the short answer is yes. There's absolutely no problem with powering up the automatic antenna with this radio. Next question. This one's from Tom Kell. Thanks for the vid. Thank you for watching. Can you answer a specific question for me? When in Bluetooth audio mode, the next time the unit powers on, does it remain in Bluetooth audio mode or default to the radio while the device reconnects? My Blaupunkt 420BT blasts me with the radio and I hate it. Well, let's test that out. So I'm still connected with the Bluetooth here, so according to your use case, I gotta shut the radio off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, see what happens. And now we're going to turn the radio back on. So this here, the Bluetooth is still on. Of course, it's disconnected from the radio, but let's see what happens when I turn the radio back on now. So turn it back on, and we will see exactly what happens. Seems like it's connecting back to Bluetooth. It says BT Music, so I guess if I hit play. Okay, Let's diagnose this. Okay, it's still on Bluetooth music on the radio, but I think I have to... Oh no, my phone's still connecting, that's why. I didn't touch anything on the Bluetooth, it just takes a longer time to connect. So now if I hit play... There you go. So it does not blast you when you when you turn the radio back on, which I guess is a good thing. I never listened to Bluetooth, but if you want a workaround for that, just set the volume on your telephone or whatever device you're using, set the volume on it high, and then that way you can set the volume on the radio low, and that's going to prevent you from being blasted by the Blaupunkt. But it's a good question. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching my videos, and I've seen that there's a lot of subscribers that just subscribe to my channel, so thank you for that. There is a lot of content coming, I promise. I'm just very busy at the moment. However, expect that in a couple months, I'm going to release a very long series of videos. There's something with the ML. A rear spring has cracked, so that's coming up. I need to replace the parking brake cable there too. On my car, I've got to change the HVAC vacuum pod, so that involves removing the entire dashboard. So that's going to be a big job, so expect lots of content coming very soon, and maybe a couple of extra small videos here and there when I got the time. So, see you next time.